Power does what it wants. Power does what it wants. Power does what it wants.
What's up, guys? Rogue Nation with you here today, and we're going to be covering a video from the Yamhill Advocate. And this story is about the producer, but he's also the reporter. He's a small independent journalist out of Yamhill, Oregon. Yamhill, however you pronounce it. But this goes down in Newberg, Oregon, which I believe is in the same county. So we'll check out this video. We'll read his news story and then get into it. See what it's about.
You don't want to go in your office and talk? Yeah, fine. Okay. Well, the reason I'm here was regarding Mrs. Yarnell. Okay. And so, when you posted on your website on Facebook a couple weeks ago,
I'm going to have to be more specific. So I have a new where I cover a lot of different stories, many of which have covered her part of the extremist group.
Gotcha. So this was the one when it was after the school thing going on over Newberg High School, and you and her had a conversation that you were recording on your phone.
So I attended the panel and asked questions, and I could tell that they were.
In this situation, although this gentleman did really good, but in this situation, when he asked a question, what was the goal of that? Just come back with, is it illegal? Now he asked him about this a conversation he had with the city council member, and he was recording it on his phone, and the cop asked him what was the goal of that, and the answer to that is it illegal? Don't tell them a goal or anything like that. We're always working on a story, and the story can always be compromised by giving away too much information. So remember that.
Very upset with me being there, so I decided to put my phone on recording because I assumed I would be approached.
It wasn't a crime. Law enforcement would be here talking to you.
I mean,
Wiretapping is a crime, but you can't be convicted, or really you shouldn't even be charged with wiretapping if you're recording in a place where there's no expectation of privacy. I'm sure if you look in your state statutes for wiretapping, you're going to see that there's no You can't be charged or convicted. One of the elements is that can't have, you got to have an expectation of privacy where the recording is happening. So the guy's right there. He's like, you can't charge me because it's not a crime. Cop's like, oh yeah, no, it's definitely a crime. If it wasn't a crime, we wouldn't be here talking to you. Oh yeah, all right, copper.
I'm sure that you guys believe it is, but if you actually look at law in entirety, there's no expectation of privacy in a place literally being recorded, so it's not a crime.
Well, based on what isn't here and what I understand what happened there, criminal act. You can't do that. Without them knowing, you can't do that.
You know they have security cameras inside the school door too, right?
Never been inside that school.
Well, they did. She has no expectation of privacy.
Well, all right. That's really all I need is just to confirm. Sure. Like I said, you're not under arrest or anything like that. I'm not taking a deal and giving you a citation today. However, you probably will be cited here in the future for it. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the ML County or not. It might be down in the county.
What is that entail?
So basically, just due to past experiences with our county and being that she's a city councilor, they'll probably be taking place in a different county.
Now, this is just like craziness that the guy's talking. The lady's a city councilor, and it happened at a city council location, or wherever they were at, a school that was in that city. And the deputy sheriff saying that their county sheriff wouldn't handle the situation, that maybe it'd be another county that would come in, but that doesn't even make any sense. Okay? I'm not sure. We'll have to come meet you. I can either meet you here again or somewhere else.
I'm sorry for you having wasted your trip to come here. But if you had read this a little bit more clear, you would see this is correct.
Oh, I'm telling you it is, so, technically I could take you to custody right now, but I'm not going to, so, what I would suggest is to wait for a call from me and I'll come bring you.
Okay, well, you can do that, but it's not a crime.
Okay, well, I would suggest that you speak with your attorney about that and you can kind of figure it out.
I already had it clear with your attorney. It's not a crime. Okay. Just stay positive.
All right, well, hey, you have a good day, all right?
Well, that went by pretty quick. I didn't get to read it. It says 2 hours after this, a deputy SUV, I guess, pulled in and parked into the Power Palace gym parking lot and parked near Carrie's car. Carrie walked out the front door, god dang it. Carrie walked out the front door and left the gym in a different vehicle. Went to the airport to leave the state of Oregon. Because Carrie is not a resident of Oregon, he can petition the case to be moved to federal court instead of state court. Federal courts have already ruled there is a constitutional right to record public officials in public places regarding matters of public interest. On December 15th, Carrie received a call from a detective at the Yamhill County Sheriff's. His friend recorded the end of that conversation. Alright, so we're going to listen to that conversation now, guys.
You call when you're back in Newburgh?
I might, or, I would prefer you guys fill this public records request, is what I prefer to do.
Well, that has nothing to do with me, I don't...
Well, it does actually have to do with you, because you guys are trying to violate my First Amendment rights, detective.
Okay.
And so, what I'm going to do, because I'm actually not a resident of Oregon, is I'm going to have to move to federal court, and I'm going to sue the Yamhill County Sheriff Department for violation of my First Amendment rights. That's what I'm actually going to do.
Okay, that's all well, so I will be, going forward then, I will be requesting a warrant if you're not willing to meet me, so that's how we're going to proceed forward, okay?
Okay, good luck with that, detective.
Alright, thank you, have a good day.
What just happened?
He's saying that he's going to get a warrant for my arrest for the citation.
What was the citation?
For recording a city official at a public meeting where she is there in her capacity as a public official talking about a project that she has done as with one of her nonprofits and also has involvement from the city of Newburgh, which is at the Newburgh High School building, which has security footage there, was actually being live streamed. The Ninth Circuit Court, which governs Oregon, has already ruled it's not a violation of any law. It's protected by First Amendment rights to record public officials when they're acting in their capacity, which she was. Like, she was there, announced that I'm, Newburgh City Councilor as part of the meeting. So, it's not a crime to record public officials, especially when she's disclosing things that I consider to be admittance of financial campaign violation laws, which of the social activist group, Progressive Yamhill, that she's part of.
But
So we have a detective from the Yamhill County Sheriff Department who is claiming that this is a crime, wants to cite me. And he says if I want to appear, he needs to get a warrant for my arrest, which has to go through a judge, and this can be contested.
But the citation, the citation's kind of like a slap on the wrist, isn't it? Can you just contest the citation?
No, because he's trying to charge me with a Class A misdemeanor. So in Oregon, that can carry a sentence of up to a year.
So that citation could...
So they're trying to potentially arrest me for an entire year for a news article that I published in my capacity as a journalist of a public official who is at a public meeting where there's tons of people around me at this meeting, and she is specifically talking about how she doesn't agree with my coverage of her as a public official.
Wow.
And in the process does what I regard to be an admittance to campaign finance law violations of the group she's part of.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to fight it, obviously.
Okay.
This is free speech. This is literally trying to criminalize journalism because they don't like the truth being said about them. That's what it is. They don't want people to know the truth about them. They want to be able to openly go around and engage in a variety of schemes and conspiracies against other people to win elections and then use those seats to create more conspiracies and schemes. And they don't want anybody to know the truth about it.
No, see, this is interesting because, you know, a lot of our haters, a lot of the people that don't like what we auditors do, you know, they would tell us, oh, well, you know, you should be part of legitimate news media, you know, and this stuff, you know, doesn't happen or whatever. But here we have a gentleman who's with, or he, you know, he's an independent journalist. He's got his own little media company out there in Oregon, and he reports on the local politics and stuff that's going on there. And this is how they're being treated. So it's obvious to me that we need more gentlemen like this guy right here, more people like me, more people like Rights Crispy and San Joaquin and Bay Area, all these guys, Long Island, you know, you know everybody as well as I do, that's out there doing this. So yeah, pretty interesting story.
To the degree that they want to have you arrested. This is actually not the first time. I've already published on the Animal Advocate several other complaints that they filed. They've shopped around. They try to go to different DAs, different sheriffs, different counties, trying to have me arrested for previous articles that I've written. This is the first time they found somebody who's willing to actually try to cite me for something. And it's on very weak grounds.
So he said he's going to try to get a warrant. I mean, because you didn't have a warrant now, but then because you threatened to kind of sue him. Now he's going to get
he's claiming he's going to get a warrant from a judge.
Is he going to do it, or do you think he's bluffing?
I think that he'll probably attempt it. But see, once there is something, I can now contest it. So it seems to be that what he told me at the reception desk, like, I can't do it because it's a conflict of interest, I'm going to have somebody else. And there was different sheriff vehicles that were in front of my gym that night when I left. So it seems that plan failed, so now they're just going to, like, well, I guess no conflict of interest anymore, I guess. So
the adventure continues.
yeah.
All right.
Alright guys, so that was the video